Welcome everybody to episode 1 of the Lawtee Podcast. I'm Ashley, head of content here at Waterstone Legal, and let me tell you, I have been trying to start this podcast for quite a long time. The problem I've been up against, and this ties into the theme of the first episode, is lawyers are very busy people. We have got lucky today. I've managed to pull one of the hottest lawyers in conveyancing, Nithi, to join me today. So for a bit of context, this is like the legal world meets reality TV. So while we will be diving into some very awesome, serious legal topics, we'll also be talking about the stuff that we really want to know about. So episode 1, we are going to be talking about the dating life of a lawyer. And for anyone out there who might be considering dating a lawyer, well, this episode could either change your mind or make you go for it. So, Nithi, I'd like you to introduce yourself, and then I would also like you to answer my first question, which is, what are the challenges that, as a very busy lawyer, you find in dating?
Oh, hello, Ashley. Hi, I'm Nithi. I work in the conveyancing department. I'm a conveyancer here. Ashley, to answer your question, I don't think it's really difficult, to be honest, because the only thing is we just have to manage time. When we're busy with work and everything, we're just too invested and focused. People think that, we're just serious people, but you know me. Am I serious? No.
No.
Exactly. So it's just the assumption that people think, oh, they're very serious, they don't make jokes, oh, they don't have a life outside work and all of that. So it's the assumption which makes it difficult for us to date them, if that makes sense. Because we are just normal. Do you get it?
Yeah. Actually, it's a very interesting thing that you're talking about there, because as somebody that obviously studied law and was going to enter the legal profession, I was quite intimidated by it. And I think you're spot on when you say that people make a lot of assumptions about lawyers, that they are these really serious, stiff people who are like just too busy to do normal things like, dating and everything else. So I feel like actually working with you guys here at Waterstone Legal has taught me that lawyers are actually more, so human and so fun. And I feel like this is why I wanted to talk about dating today, because I feel like talking about these topics that are as important to lawyers as everybody else is a conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
So go on.
Sorry, because always, every time, people say something, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to have a fight with you. I don't want to argue with you. I'm scared to say things to you because you're a lawyer. You're going to bring some acts on me or something like that. I'm like, it's okay. We're normal as well. So we are lawyers at work, but outside work, we're just normal human beings.
So basically, anyone that wants to date a lawyer, they're not going to come home and want to argue with you and argue the toss. In fact, they've had enough of it. So it might actually be a good thing for the less controversial amongst us who want a peaceful life to date a lawyer. Another question I've got, so I kind of got attracted to law by shows, my favourite TV shows like Ally McBeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Ally McBeal, it seems to me that the legal work is actually quite a small part of it, and they're all out dating each other. So would you actually date another lawyer?
Well, I guess I'm going to contradict myself here by saying no.
Exactly. Okay, we're going full circle here, but the truth is coming out. So no, you wouldn't actually date another lawyer.
Yeah, because this is when everything happens about, like, if I'm dating a lawyer, we're going to talk about law outside work. Outside work, I don't want to talk about work. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be able to, just do something else except for talking about this file, that file. Oh, did you speak to this client? Oh, what's happening? Oh, how's the business going? No. Business is business, and I would like to keep business and personal life separate.
Okay, I hear you. However, I do feel like we need to get a non-lawyer's perspective on this, and a good person to ask would be someone that actually manages the diaries of lawyers on a day-to-day basis. So I think we're going to need to call in our office manager, Marie, to ask her whether she would date a lawyer. So 2 seconds, and we're going to get Marie onto the podcast. Okay, Marie, welcome to the conversation. Obviously, you don't know what we've been talking about. So just to recap, to get you up to date, I've been talking to Nithi about dating lawyers. So at first, she's like, I said to her, like, what's your challenges of like dating and stuff? And she's like, oh no, like dating lawyers is easy. Like, I've got no drama in my dating life. And I'm like, okay, so would you date another lawyer? And she's like, hell to the no. So I'm like, okay, fair enough, because you're a lawyer, so maybe it is too much, like dating another lawyer, it's all work. So I thought, why not ask somebody who's not a lawyer, but also obviously has a little bit of knowledge about lawyers' lives, because you deal with like managing their diaries and stuff. So my question to you, Marie, is would you date a lawyer?
It would have to be the type of lawyer they are. And unfortunately, you guys do have the stereotype of being quite argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, growing up, hearing, oh, you should be a lawyer, that wasn't the compliment. And now you want me to go and date one?
But you have seen me, you know me. Would you not date me?
Well, you're a different story. But maybe if they did law for humanities or something like that, that kind of lawyer, then maybe I would. But if it was for, you know, conveyancing or anything else, I don't know. I feel like they'd be very busy, so
I feel like the assumption is sitting in the room now, because obviously, like, we're talking about the assumption that comes with lawyers, right? So it's like, and even I've got it as well, it's like, oh, do I really want to date a lawyer? They're going to come home and argue, they're tossing me about everything, they're very clever, do you know what I mean? And it's like, also they're really, I think one thing that's kind of like always put me like, this is like, I think, oh, they're always working, they're always so serious, they're not going to want to have any fun. They're actually working at Waterstone, you realise how fun lawyers can be. They're just normal people, they're just human. And I feel like, you know, that's what we've been discussing here today. Is like Nithi's been saying that, you know, be more open to lawyers. Marie, we need to open our minds.
Yeah, what we need to do is break the stereotype. And the title isn't the person.
Yeah.
So I think you'd have to know them first and not just be thinking of a lawyer.
Don't judge.
You would find out they're a lawyer.
Don't judge someone by their job title,
exactly.
Right? Okay. So we're just gonna keep this short and sweet today. And Nithi, I'd like you to wrap up for us. Like, if anyone out there wants to date a lawyer, what tips or advice would you have for them to catch a lawyer?
Well, tips and advice is just be normal. We are normal people. So, you know, if you want to date someone who's not a lawyer, you will do something like, you know, bring them flowers, treat them, take them to a dinner. We like that too. So just do that and we're happy.
So to wrap it up, buy a lawyer some flowers and you might get a date.
Exactly.
And so next week we will be diving into some of the weirdest and most common questions that one of our solicitors get asked about divorce, and one of them is who gets to keep the dog. So we'll be diving into that next week, and please do send us any topics that you would like us to cover. We hope you enjoyed the first episode, and drop any comments, and please do like, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.